Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
This really all started out of a personal need for me. My son has special needs and really big emotions. And at the time, our days were just chaos. I was completely overwhelmed and desperate for some support. I kept looking for resources that could help us. And honestly, most of what I found felt really low quality. They were just random worksheets thrown together, nothing that actually guided my son or made any real difference. So I actually started creating my own tools, just one resource at a time. I wasn't trying to start a business at first. I was just trying to help my son. But once I saw how much it did help him, I shared it and it kind of just took off. I realized there were so many other parents, teachers, and therapists who were just as desperate for something that worked. What I ended up building were resources that function more like programs, step-by-step guides that support kids through emotional skills. They aren't just quick printables. And now this business has grown into one of the most trusted names in this space. And I built it all from the ground up, learning everything as I went. And it's become something I'm really, really proud of.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
This decision hasn't been easy. This business means so much to me. But right now I have some personal needs that I need to focus on, especially around my child's health, which has become more complex and time-consuming, unfortunately. I just don't have the capacity to be in the day-to-day anymore, testing the ads, expanding into new marketing channels, or even creating new resources the way that I used to. And as hard as it is, I've had to pause almost all progress on the business. That's when I realized it was time to let someone else take it forward. This brand helps so many people, and with the right energy and support behind it, it could grow exponentially. I'd love to see someone take what I've built and bring it to the next level.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
Right now, the day-to-day work is pretty minimal because I've streamlined a lot over the years. When things are running well, it just requires a few hours a week to respond to customer questions, which I do have a customer service rep who handles that, and keeping an eye on the ad performance. That said, when actively growing the business, I'd spend more time creating new products, testing ads, writing emails. So there's definitely room to scale with someone who has the time right now to put into it. As it stands, it runs fairly passively once the systems and ads are in place.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
If I were to keep the business, there are so many growth opportunities I would be interested in pursuing. The first I'd look at is launching a subscription model, something like a monthly resource drop or a curriculum bundle that creates recurring revenue and keeps customers engaged. I'd also expand marketing channels beyond Facebook ads. There's huge potential in organic social media on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, even Pinterest. I would also dip into Google ads, YouTube ads. I'd also try influencer or affiliate partnerships. We've never done anything in this area, particularly with parenting creators, therapists, educators. It could be a powerful way to grow the brand with very little upfront cost. Another untapped area is reaching out directly to school boards, therapist networks. The products are a perfect fit. More than half of our audience is therapists and teachers. And with a little outreach, it could open up bulk purchasing or many licensing opportunities. That might even be where I'd first start. So all the foundation is there. It just needs the time and focus to scale. That's what makes this such an exciting opportunity for someone who has the bandwidth to take it on.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
Yeah, so some of the biggest risks I would say for this business model that a buyer should be aware of. First, I want to start by saying one of the biggest strengths of this business is that it sits in such a rapidly growing space. The demand for emotional wellness tools, especially for kids and teens and families, has exploded in recent years, even more so since COVID came about. More schools and therapists and parents are looking for those practical evidence-based resources more now than ever before. So we're in a really big market. And because this space has grown, more sellers have entered it. And most of those sellers have created really low budget, cheap copycat products. And while competition is a reality, the fact is this brand stands out because it's trusted. It's been around for years. It's high quality. It's therapist approved, and it's deeply rooted in real life use. So that reputation and loyal customer base goes a long way. Another thing to be aware of is platform dependency. A good portion of revenue comes through Facebook ads. So changes to ad performance or algorithms can impact the sales. That's why expanding into new channels, new paid channels like Google or TikTok would be first and foremost on my list to tackle, as well as organic social, SEO, email, those sorts of things too. All smart next moves, but those are just a few of the things to be aware of.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
This brand truly means a lot to me. It's been my baby from day one. And I genuinely want to see it succeed in the hands of the new owner. And because of that, I'm more than happy to offer hands-on support for a full 90 days after the sale. And that's whether it's training on systems, ad walkthroughs, product guidance, customer service, whatever's needed. I'll be there to help make the transition as smooth and as successful as possible.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
I'm definitely open to discussing different deal structures, including an earnout if that's the right fit. That said, my ideal scenario would be a clean sale, but I also understand that flexibility can help the right buyer step in and succeed. So I'm absolutely willing to have that conversation and explore options that will work well for both sides.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
This is truly an incredible opportunity for someone in an exploding space. The demand for emotional wellness tools for kids and teens has grown rapidly over the past few years, and it's only accelerating. Parents and teachers and therapists, they're all looking for high quality, effective, ready to use tools. And this brand is already seen as a trusted leader in that space. Our best selling funnels have generated millions in sales. They are proven products. But what makes this really special is that you're not just buying a revenue stream, you're buying a well loved brand, a highly engaged customer base, and a product suite that took me 8 years to build based on real life experience, trial and error, and feedback from tens of thousands of customers and therapists and teachers. These are not quick templates. They're complete systems that guide emotional growth step by step. And that's why our resources aren't just used by parents, but also in classrooms and therapy offices around the entire world. And the growth potential is enormous, really. I've barely scratched the surface of what's possible with subscriptions, organic social influencer marketing, affiliate partnerships, and school licensing. There's room to expand the product line as well. You could translate into new languages or even go into adjacent niches like executive functioning or ADHD. If someone has the time, energy, and marketing background to really focus on growth, this brand could double or triple in size quickly. The hardest part, building trust and creating truly helpful products, is already done for you.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.